talk about kids, it's more than our kids are so much more than that test score and then what these numbers that they're putting out. When you see some of the things that, how much our teachers are pouring into some of these kids that don't have that. They don't get to go home to that. Our kids are fortunate; they get poured into as soon as they get home by you and
You are 100% right.
And some of these kids, only bright spot of their day is getting to that teacher and that teacher giving back to them.
Yeah.
And we lose sight of that so much because we're so worried about what the state says we're supposed to be at, and we're at this score, and we're at 86, or the money and all this stuff. But you go ask a kid that walks into that school and just can't wait for their first day of school. They don't like it when we get a snow day because they're missing out on that communication or that feel from a teacher or from their other students.
You think kids are upset about missing school for a snow day?
I think some of them are. I think you'd be surprised that we have a lot of kids that they're not going to get a hot meal that day.
Well,
they may not have a warm place to go.
I know my mom was a teacher for 30 years,
Mm-hmm.
and she would bring it home with her. It
weighed on her every day, I'm sure.
It did. It weighed on her every single day, and
she could probably still tell you to this day some of certain students, stories about a student that I remember this kid.
Yeah,
every day, and it's still probably.
Yeah, it broke her heart all the time, and she wanted to bring every one of them home. She did,
Mm-hmm.
and that was hard. That was difficult. But I want to kind of go back to the West Elementary because I know that their gym is not great.
It's not.
But does it make sense for us to invest in the West Elementary gym if we are going to build a K-3 school or another elementary school?
Well, yeah, it does, and I'll tell you why. Because we're not going to be able to build a new school anytime soon. Because first of all, we don't have the money. The county would have to, issue us a bond to build this, and this would be several years acquiring property, getting all the things together. We don't have to sink $5 million into a gymnasium at West Elementary, but we can put $300,000 or $400,000 into it to get it up to par where they can have basketball games and they can use it, because that facility they're still going to need it for PE. They're still going to need it for things. So if we can invest a little bit into that, getting them up to where they need to be, they're still going to be at that school's not going away next year. They're still going to be, so those kids still deserve that, at least a little bit of it, because that school's been there for a while and it needs, everybody needs some improvement.
Simmons says, that we could go. Those kids could go up to the Civic Center. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, the Milner
Recreation,
Milner Rec Center.
Mm-hmm.
They've got one of the nicest gyms around.
They do.